Welcome back to the Elevate Your Life podcast. I can't tell you how honored I am to share this time with you each and every week. So thank you for being here and thank you for investing in your personal growth, in your journey, in your evolution, and in your transformation. Because we're all conditioned a certain way. We're all programmed a certain way. And what's underneath that programming and that condition is the most juiciest, sacred, whole, and beautiful part of who we are that gets lost in translation along the way. And we see glimpses of it from time to time. It's like when people say, we experience moments of happiness, but a life of misery and pain. And you wonder, well, that doesn't sound so great. And that's because we're living under this program and this condition and only receive glimpses of that part of us within, which is the moments of happiness, right? So we're on this journey to bring forth those moments and to actually flip the coin so that becomes our life, where we have moments of pain, right? Where we experience a life of happiness. So one of the areas that I want to focus on today is redefining the meaning of things and giving places a new meaning, because we've all had difficult conversations, unpleasant experiences, things that have happened at certain parks, restaurants, beaches, hotels, neighborhoods, cities, where we don't ever want to go back there because of what happened. Whatever that thing might have been, or with whoever it was with, whether it was a parent, an ex-boyfriend, an ex-husband, maybe it was with a friend, maybe it was with a coworker, maybe it was with a boss, or maybe you just had a bad day and it was with yourself. But it isn't the thing, like the place, that holds that bad memory or that experience. It's the way that we're thinking about it and the meaning that we give it. So I'll give you a really good example because this has happened to me quite a few times. And I remember I had this really sacred little cute coffee shop, and I'm all about the coffee shop vibes. Okay. Like if I can get out of my day-to-day space and be somewhere that's beautiful, aesthetically pleasing, it just allows those creative juices to flow. And that place got tainted with an experience I had. And I honestly never wanted to go back there again. I mean, it was tarnished. It was just ruined. It was that bad. It was really painful and always would bring up those memories. And I think that's why we avoid these places from ever going back there again or ever, trying to recreate a new experience because it's too painful. It brings up those memories. It brings up that trauma. And I was so bummed that I was never going to go back to that cute little coffee shop again. So much so that I said to myself, well, hold on a second. That coffee shop has nothing to do with the altercation that took place that day. It has nothing to do with it. It's unfortunate that it happened there, but does it have to pay the price for the experience I let happen there? No, it doesn't. And I didn't want to keep myself away from that beautiful place just because I chose to have a meeting there one day and now have those memories for the rest of my life, right? And so I chose to go back on a random day. I mustered the courage to go back. It was really strange. I relived the entire experience, okay? And I remember telling myself that that is not more powerful than my ability to create a new experience and to give this place a new meaning. You see, if we go about our entire life skirting around the edges so that we don't ever have to face certain things, our entire life is going to be programmed around skirting the edges. You're not fully living. And wouldn't it be so much better to just pull out the thorn, let yourself heal from the inside out, and then you don't have to worry about it ever again? Since then, I've gone back to that coffee shop several times, and it no longer stings the same. It no longer stings at all, actually, because I've made peace with that situation. I've pulled the thorn out, and I've allowed myself to heal from the inside out. I can now go back there with excitement and joy, knowing that I'm going to enjoy my time there today. I can bring other people and not have to talk about what took place anymore because it's not relevant. It doesn't even matter. It's just something that occurred at this point. So, where in your life are you holding back from showing up? Where are you skirting around the edges? What thorns have you yet to pull out because you're too afraid to bear the pain? You don't want to face and relive those memories. But yet, you're creating a life that is essentially trying to not intersect with any of those feelings so that you don't have to feel them. And it's causing a bit more pain than you would having just pulled that thorn out. What places have you kept yourself from that you really loved, that brought you joy, that you've now deemed as stained, tarnished, no good, simply because of something that occurred, which that place has nothing to do with to begin with? At the end of the day, we are the ones that give things meaning. Things don't have meaning. They don't. We are the ones that give it meaning, significance, importance, priority. So, how can you change the meaning of that place? Is it making peace with the situation within? Is it going back there and ensuring within yourself that you are okay? Is it going with a friend and, like I said before, creating that new experience, right? New experiences bury old ones. And the more you do them, the more you realize that it's okay. If I had a really bad experience on the beach, would that mean I would never go to the beach again in my entire life? How much joy and tranquility would I be missing out on because I'm choosing to keep my thorn inside, skirting around the edges of life by not choosing to go to the beach anymore, riddening my family, my son, my future children of ever experiencing the beach with their mother because I had a bad experience, therefore I do not go to the beach. It's painful to hold on to our thorns so much more than it is to pull them out. So I encourage you, if you have a thorn in your life right now, and you know exactly what that place is, and you know how much excitement and happiness it brought you, I encourage you to muster the courage and pull that thorn and just attempt to create a new experience. Because those places, they're available to you for a reason, and they're not there so that you can skirt around them and never go back. I hope this encourages you to look at things a little bit differently the next time you're deciding on where to go, where to spend your time, your vacation, an afternoon or a morning, and to know that it's okay. You don't need to spend your whole life skirting around the edges to keep your thorns. because there's so much joy waiting on the other side and a sense of release, knowing that we are on this journey to flip the coin and have a life of happiness, not moments of joy. If you loved this episode and it helped you think of how to handle this scenario a little bit differently and show up more authentically, I invite you to please give our show a 5-star rating and an honest review. It is exactly how women like you are determining which show and podcasts are the right ones for them, depending on their journey. So I ask you to please share your journey on how this podcast has been helping you along the way, as it is exactly the way that we all get to discover which are the right rooms for us to be in. I can't wait to see you here again next week, where we get to share another episode on how to elevate our life.